Hey guys, this is Lauwerz. Hope you guys are doing well. I wanted to send this video. I wanted to make this video for week 2 of Financial Peace University with Dave Ramsey's team. And one, make sure you guys, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, comment if there's any questions you have, anything I talk about you guys find relatable. I would love for you guys to do that. It'd be special. And I love this part of YouTube that we're in, where you can record videos and not have to worry too much about editing, just delivering value to people and seeing exactly what is important to them, what they need, and how you can offer them value, man. I love that. So I want to say hi to you guys, and this is Lauwerz again. I appreciate all the engagement. I appreciate all the subscribers, those that are coming on the journey. Again, this channel, if you guys don't know me already, I'm born and raised in London, England. I'm in the United States of America now. I'm a husband, a father of 2, and a former college and international basketball player, sales professional, and an entrepreneur. And this channel right here is dedicated to mindset mastery and marriage. My goal is to help men become the best version of themselves, learn how to handle all situations, aspiring to be the best husband, fiance, partner they can to the female partner they have. So I wanted to make sure that I jumped in here and, did week 2 on the Financial Peace University with Dave Ramsey's team. So like I mentioned before, if you guys haven't watched the video, like I mentioned before, somewhere on this page, I'll give the link to the first video. I've always enjoyed I've watched Dave Ramsey for 10 years. I love Dave Ramsey, love his mindset, love his directness. I've always thought it was special. My wife hasn't always been the biggest fan of his directness, but I've always loved his directness and his mindset. I really loved it. And, my wife and I, we've never had an income problem ever. We've been blessed. We've worked hard. We've been blessed. I'm an entrepreneur. I've been in sales 10 years. My wife does her thing too. Excuse me, I just have to get out. My wife does her thing also. And we just got to a place where we're just sick and tired of being sick and tired, man. And after getting out of a business that I wish I, probably stepped away from earlier, with phenomenal mentors that I love to this day, and I'm super thankful for that change. Totally changed the game for my wife and I. But I do feel like some of my finances probably on me could have been going towards a different direction. And it put us in a situation where we got out of business. We got out of a certain business. We said to ourselves, you know what, we're going to just go have fun. And we had a little bit of fun, and now we've learned the lesson that having fun is not as great if you do a little bit of it on credit, or a lot of it on credit, should I say. So my wife and I's goal for you men, aspiring men, the biggest thing is coming together with your wife, with your partner, and being able to, and if you're, you don't have to be married, but if you're a fiance and you've got your female partner in any sense or form, the biggest thing, the biggest blessing, in my personal opinion, is coming together as a man. Those that want to grow as a man and develop, come together with your partner and, being all in alignment financially. And my wife and I have been. We've been blessed. We've made good decisions together. We've made bad decisions together. But the thing is, the key word is together, right? We've done things together, and I'm very thankful for that, because it could be a different situation. It definitely could. But the Lord definitely said, you know what, I'm going to bless you with a phenomenal wife and someone that you can love and trust and be with. We are coming upon shortly, I don't know what the date is today, but we're shortly coming upon 10 years married, and later on this year will be 15 years together. And that's why this channel is going to be here for mindset, mastery, and marriage, because I want to help men grow and do the thing they can do and go from there. But long story short, so Financial Peace University, we're in week 2. So if you guys don't know already, this is a booklet that you get when you purchase the program. Financial Peace University is a great way for people to have a debt-free plan that allows them to knock out debt, get in alignment, plan for their investments, get things going investment-wise, knock out debt, put an emergency fund in place, put money away for the kids, put money away from retirement or investments, Roth IRAs, 401ks, the whole deal, traditional 401ks, whatever it is, traditional IRAs. And then be in a place where you can give abundantly, and give money, give abundantly, and, grow in abundance, right? So I'm excited to be on this journey. And I didn't list this out firstly. So week one, well, the whole deal of the baby steps, and I'm not going to put this on screen. I'm probably just going to show you guys what the baby steps are. Let me show you guys here what the baby steps are. Yeah, there you go. So the whole deal of the baby steps are a very simple process to teach people how to get in alignment with their finances and just live a debt-free life, right? Because yes, the thing is, and I hate to say it because, one day Dave might see this. I love Dave's principles. There are a couple things that I still think about and say to myself, we want to do a little differently. But, my wife and I have chosen to follow his plan for the baby steps accurately. Follow the plan, go through the journey. We don't know how long it's going to take us, but I know I personally have a goal of 1 year to knock out a whole bunch of that, do a whole bunch of things. I've got, different income streams I've got and building, and I'm committed to being the best I can in each one of them. So without letting any of them, interfere with the other. So here are the baby steps right here, so guys, right here, you see? Here are the baby steps. So if you guys didn't know the baby steps, number one is save $1,000 for your starter emergency fund. Number two is, I'm gonna keep it right here so you guys can see. Number two is pay off all debt except for the house using a debt snowball. Number three is save 3 to 6 months of expenses in a fully funded emergency fund. Number four is invest 15% of your household income in retirement. Number five is save for your children's college fund. Number six is pay off your home early. Number seven is build wealth and give. And we did week one last week with our Financial Peace University class. I love it. It's on Thursdays. We get a chance to meet other incredible, we've got some people on everyone on our call we love. We love everyone on our call. But there's some phenomenal people on there that just highlight the call. We had one lady in the first week. I wish she would have came back the second week. Maybe she was busy. But she was just, she just brought a lot of joy to the meeting, put it that way. But our goal is to, stay aligned in that first week. And we had a conversation about having your first $1,000 emergency fund, starter emergency fund. And this week was about paying off all debt except for your house. It's funny, we've had these principles. My wife and I have been locked in on budgeting. We made decisions in our budget, did things we didn't, but we've always been locked in on budgeting for years now. We've planned out our budget. We always had the money in advance. We always planned the money in advance for the month coming up. And, wherever was, we always structured to always be a month ahead in finances. Obviously have multiple months and have multiple months in the bank at many times we've had. But the biggest goal always is every month, no matter how many months we've got in the bank, we're going to make sure that we have all the money for all our debts, all our plans at the start of the month and pay them out for the whole month. That's been a blessing. That's been one blessing that a mentor of mine taught me that's changed the game. So we don't wait for payments to come in during the month. All of our payments that come in during the month are going towards savings, different areas, or prepping for the next month. But we pay the whole month in advance at the start of the month, and I love that. But week two was great. So we just had week two, which is the pay off all debt except for the house using the debt snowball. And for my men, for my people that are aspiring to be the best husband you could be, I'm telling you, debt is, for a lot of women, and this is just something I've heard in my opinion at the same time. For a lot of women, being in debt, being in a place where you can be vulnerable to any type of hindrance that come into your life and really derail you and your family, it's not good for a guy to feel that when you love and you appreciate your lady. It's not good for you to feel that there's a potential for something to go wrong if you don't have all your finances in place. So getting out of debt is a focus. It really is a focus. It's something to really look into. And for me, the number one thing you have is the number one wealth tool that Dave always talks about is your income, right? There's two ways to increase your income. There's two ways to make more money: increase your income or lower your debts, lower your expenses. So I love with baby step number 2, which is knocking out all your debt except for the house. And the reason why you don't knock out the house straight away is because the house is a bigger expense. Most people, a mortgage almost replaces the rent, right? It's a regular expense people have, and usually it takes a lot more time to get that out of that or pay that off. So what a good idea is to knock out all debt outside of that, to be able to put money in the bank, get to baby step number 3, like I mentioned, is 3 to 6 months expenses and go from there. And then baby step number 6 is when you pay off the house fully. But it makes sense because what I've realized, and for those men that you men that are watching this too, being in a place where everything is yours, where everything is actually yours. Do you know that, there's many assets, and, obviously I have LLC and different things I put in my LLC's name. So, the goal is always never to have things to own everything, to control everything, but own nothing, right? There's a wealth mentality there. You guys can search and find out about that. I can maybe tell you one day, but to own nothing but control everything, that's a good value to have, when you have different LLCs or trust different things in place. But go back to what I was saying. The number one thing as a man, the number one power you can have is to own everything. Man, it's to know that no one can come and take something away from you and say, hey, you didn't make a payment. Because at the end of the day, one thing I always learned, I learned this from Robert Kiyosaki too. Wealth is not how much money you make, but wealth is how much money, if you were to stop making extra income, if you stop making any more income and stopped at that point, wealth is how long your money will last. So would you last for a year? Would you last for 2 years? Would you last for 3 years? That's a question for you guys to ask yourself. And that's including your expenses, taking out all your expenses. Do you have enough money? How long does that last? That's your wealth in years. So for me, guess what? I want to have a wealth worth multiple generations, right? Because I want my investments to have enough interest that is paying for all of my expenses from there. Passive income is your, financial freedom starts when your passive income matches or is greater than your expenses, right? So that's the goal, financial freedom, to always have more passive income coming in passively than the amount that we're actively working for, and then the amount we have in expenses. So week 2 was great, was phenomenal. Those of you that are looking to get to Financial Peace University, it was phenomenal. It was a great experience. We had a chance to talk about different ways to even cut down on your grocery bill. What are ways we can cut down on the grocery bill? What are ways that we can do small things that make a big difference so we have more money to pile onto debt? And it becomes a game from there. The more money you're piling onto debt, guess what? The better for you and your family. The quicker you can get out of baby step number 2. Now, baby step number 2 is a place where, our coordinator, she mentioned it. Baby step number 2 is a place where it really tests people, let you find out or figure out if people are really serious. Because baby step number 2 is no joke, because you never know how much someone's debt is. You could put $1,000 in the bank, but you can have, over $200,000 worth of debt, not including the house. Guess what? If you have an extra $1,000 a month coming in regularly, right? $1,000 a month. Well, guess what? 200,000. That's 200 months. And if I do my calculation right, 200 months. 200 months would be. Oh, I got to add the. Oh, I was going to even get that wrong. So my calculation right. Let me just do it this way. 200 months, which would be just under. It will be under 20 years. 200 months is definitely under 20 years, because 20 years will be 240 months, right? Because you got a 12 times 2, that's 2 years, put the 0 in there, yeah. So just under 2 years, right? Well, if you take away 40 months from there, you figure that whole thing out. My mind is going blank right now, guys. You guys can help me figure that out. But under 20 years, if you had $1,000 a month open, it will take you 20 years to pay, under 20 years to pay off that debt. Well, guess what? There's one thing you could do. If you guys do know me personally, I'm an entrepreneur, so I teach people how to make money online. How to, make a passive income on a monthly basis, but also make, have a $500 to $1,000 days. That's something that I do. I don't talk about on this channel, but that's something I do. So if you guys have a question, just feel free to drop a comment and I can talk to you about that. But that's not what I'm here for. But the goal is, and baby step number 2 is throwing as much at debt as humanly possible. Throwing everything at your debt. Selling what you can sell. Selling what makes sense for you to sell, right? And you can go as slow or as fast as you want to. Dave always talks about gazelle intensity, right? Because you see the gazelle, I believe, running away from the lion or the leopard. But that gazelle, is running. The reason why a gazelle can get away from the lion or the leopard at times is because the lion or leopard is running for lunch, running for dinner, but the gazelle is running for its life. When you're in baby step number 2, you're running for your life, guys, right? As my men that want to be the best husband they could be, they want to spot and find the most phenomenal female that they can spend their life with and grow. Guess what? One good thing to have in your mind, one good thing to have in your mind and your brain is running that debt as fast as you can to be in a place where no one can ever say that they own you. That's the place we want to be. We're owned in certain areas right now. We don't want to be. We want to get out of that. To be the best man I can be for my family, I want to make sure we're purely out there. No debt in any type of way, shape, or form. Now we have a house and everything, yeah, and there's going to be different things I do that's where I need to stretch and grow. I hope my coordinator doesn't see this because, my mind, even though we're following the plan to the T, but my mind says down the road, man, if I want to get real estate and get this and get that, am I really going to try and just pay that all with cash, right? Well, we'll see. But God willing, we'll be able to do all that. So, but baby step number 2 is great. So we talked about groceries, and I'm going to wrap this up, guys. And guys, make sure you guys subscribe and write down any questions. Anything I've said so far that you guys have questions about, make sure you write them down below. But we're gonna so we talked about lowering groceries, lowering things around the house, or different things that you have that you don't need that you can sell that really doesn't pertain to you in your life. What can you sell? What can you make more money on? Can you have a little side hustle? As I told you what I do, guys, I have a business, and I talked about that. So for me, I'm in sales. I'm gonna go crazy hard on what I'm doing in sales, be the best employee on the clock, what I'm doing, focus, nothing else distracting me, do the best I can be the best employee I can be, right? But on my spare time, some people like to go out and have fun. Your coworkers like to do this. Guess what? My fun is making money and being with my kids and family. That's what I like to do, playing Xbox sometimes, right? So my goal is going to be to focus on how can I increase my income? How can I always increase my income and make sure I'm the most productive, I'm the most fruitful for my family, because guess what? They deserve it. My family deserves me to be fruitful, to be abundant, to always thrive in these areas and financially get everything I can to help throw towards that. What else can you do in your budget when it comes to helping you that? So we talked about lowering your groceries, being smarter too. I like to fast. I like intermittent fasting. Matter of fact, well, after this coffee, I think I've got some calories in this. Sorry if I'm drinking loud, but yeah, the intermittent fasting, right? I think that's a phenomenal thing. It cuts down on what you're eating. Guess what? I've got weight to lose too. I'm not at my playing weight, so I've got weight I want to lose and everything. So, but I think again, paying off debt, and those things, and what you could do, selling, lowering groceries, not eating as much. Not buying all the small things you used to buy, right? Staying healthy, because guess what? Your health is your wealth. No matter what we do, our health is our wealth. And my wife and I focus on our health. That's something that's very important to us now. We're doing a lot better, because, in my playing days, we didn't really have coaches that focused on diet that much. I wasn't as prepared for the life after, I wasn't as prepared for the life after basketball. And side note, guys, you guys got to be impressed about how much I'm looking at the camera and not looking at myself. So myself is to the side right here. And a lot of people that do this. Have you seen this, guys? Don't this annoy you when people are talking to you and they're looking like this? It's like, can you look at me? I know you're recording a video, but no, me, I'm so locked in on this green dot right here. I'm so locked in this camera because I'm thinking about you guys, having the experience when I'm talking to you. All right? Totally random, but that's one of my pet peeves. So, okay. So all the things you could do to pay off debt, we've named a number of them, guys, to focus on. As a man, guess what? You want to be in abundance. You want to have that gazelle intensity with your wife, with your partner, your female partner that can grow with you and help you with your vision, right? Because as you guys will see, and I'm going to talk about this in the video, in marriage, because you should only combine finances in marriage, right? I'm not saying that me and my wife were perfect, but I think that's the best way because it protects you both. But I'm a big believer in 100%. My wife and I, neither of us make a certain amount of money. We make all the money that comes to our house, we make, right? Now, we do believe in having, your money here to the side and that money there to the side so you can have freedom. But the biggest thing we have all together is the money that we make together. There's no, oh, she makes this, I make that. Guess what? There's been times where I've jumped into entrepreneur hustle. My wife is making more. There's been times that she's come home because of the kids or whatever it is, and whatever it is. But it doesn't matter. If I'm making $1 million and my wife's job was doing $20,000, we make $1,020,000. Vice versa. That's how we look at it. I think that's the most healthy for marriage, in my personal opinion, and that's up to you. Guys, I used to do taxes, and if you know the IRS, they actually, if you're married filing separately, you get less credits and benefits than you're married filing jointly. The world is more aligned with those that are married filing jointly at the end of the day. But my personal opinion, I just wouldn't, I'm blessed, don't get me wrong, because I didn't have these values before I got married. But if I have to, hide and split all the bills with my partner and literally pay half and that person pay half, or where's your half? To me, that sounds like a court. That doesn't sound like a marriage, in my personal opinion. No offense to anyone that does that. Whoever does that, there might be people I know that do that. I love you. Trust me, I love you. It has no offense. But for me personally, I think all of our money is all of our money. I married you because I love you. I don't want to do all that. No, I'm a man that even if I'm making $2 million, right? Or what I'm doing is bringing 2 million. My wife's bringing 40,000. We make 2 million, 40,000. I always want my wife to be empowered to know that. I would always want her for me to be, her to have me be empowered. What if something happens to one of us physically, right? We can't just be waiting on the other one to, no, it's a marriage. If you have to do that half stuff, guess what? You married the wrong person, in my opinion. Or one of you doesn't trust the other enough. One of you puts yourself above the other, or you both think you're better than each other. One of the two. But for us, guess what? We chose to get married. Guess what? That's how we're going to put our stuff together and make it happen. Anyway, so increasing your income helps you pay off debt too, and baby step number 2. And there's so many more areas. But the biggest thing I want you to know, guys, my experience week 2 was phenomenal. Great conversations. Really humble to be around some incredible people, learning exactly what's important to them in their finances, their faith, their family, and what it all means to them is really special. And, really special to me to see that. So, but guys, the Dave Ramsey plan is great. Week number 2, Financial Peace University, paying off debt, all debts. And that means, when I mean all debt, means student loans, credit cards, cars, solar panels, wherever you're putting on credit, wherever in your house you put on credit outside of your mortgage. Now, there was one thing that we have, because my wife has a few student loans left, and there's some deferments right now, no interest or anything. So there's one thing that we had a debate on, was thinking, and we had a conversation, and it kind of makes sense for the stuff that's truly deferred, no interest is accruing. It kind of makes sense to skip that part of the baby step until you get to the end, still pay it off. But obviously, every single thing in a baby step, every time you pay off a debt, right? So if you guys don't know, and I should have said this at the start, the debt snowball is when you list all your debts, smallest to largest, forget the payment, because the payment doesn't matter, especially after pay off the first one. Just pay the minimum payments, forget the interest. And here's the thing, guys. People say, hey, I want to do the debt avalanche, right? I want to pay my interest in alignment of what the interest is. No. Oh, this interest is 22%. I'll pay this. No, it doesn't matter, because the thing is, if you got into debt and if you're in trouble debt-wise, you didn't get into debt because of a math and a logical problem. People go into debt, usually uncontrollable debt, because of emotion. So you have to do something that's going to help your emotion to get out of the debt. You can't go into debt emotionally and then try to logically get out of it. So what's the logical way? Do it in alignment of interest. But what's the emotional way? Is to do it smallest to largest, so you can hit certain debts, knock them out. And then guys, once, let's say for instance, you have a payment that's $70, $200, and $500. Once you knock out that payment that was $70 a month, let's say the total debt was $1,000, you're adding that 70 to that 200. Now that's $270 going to the next one. Once that's paid off, you're adding that $270 to the 500. Now that's $770 going to that next debt, just knocking it out. And guess what? You get excited, you feel good about it, and you're getting closer and closer to your goal. Any other method, most likely it's going to go up slower. And here's the thing, you only got $1,000 in your emergency fund. You're going gazelle intense. You don't want to be in a situation where you're having that take too long. That's why the debt avalanche won't work if you had the $1,000 emergency fund emotionally. Anyway, so much to say about that, guys. Really and truly, I wanted to check in with you guys, tell you that it's going well. Love what's going on. I'll make another video after our next session, but obviously this video is for you guys to see that everything's good. We're loving it, enjoying it, and we're really excited to get into this place in our life and everything too, as we're coming up to 10 years of marriage and 15 years together. It's just a phenomenal time to get completely debt free and follow Financial Peace University. So thank you, Dave. We're loving it. Thank you, Dave, Rachel Cruz, Jade Warshaw, John Deloney, and George Camel, and all you guys on the team. Appreciate you guys. I'm loving it. Guys, if you guys have any question, make sure you subscribe. For the married guys, any question you have, make sure you guys check some of the rest of my videos. As you guys know in here, I'm dropping mindset, marriage, and mastery, right? So mindset, marriage, and mastery. And I'm speaking to my men. I want my men to be the best they can be, the best husbands, fiancés, boyfriends, whatever it is, to your female partner that you love. I want to inspire men to be the best they can be. Inspire men to get to a different level of how you communicate, how you grow, how you find the right people in your life and get around the right people to get to the next level. We're going to talk about that. I'm always gonna have content for you producing that. I'm gonna have reactions that talk about that and help you understand how to decipher things when it comes to relationships if needed. But I'm excited. Make sure you subscribe. Any question you have below, and guys, I'm considering, let me know in the comments too. I'm considering at the end of every video too, acknowledging a few commenters and acknowledging your comments, acknowledging the perspective you gave on certain videos. I'm considering doing that at the end of my video. And so make sure you comment on this one because yours could be next. I'm still considering it, but great to see you guys. Take care. And let's go get that debt. Make it happen, guys.